Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, here also present, development partners, the chairman of Leadership Newspaper, Mrs. Zainab Nda Isaiah, National President of the National Council of Women Societies, Princess Edna Azura, and other members, survivors here present for which we're here today, National Youth Service Corps members and all the students and the youths here present, distinguished dignitaries here present, ladies and gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my profound honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the crucial gathering of the 2025 World AIDS Day Summit. It is a day of unity, aim, and commitment to joint action. This is significant moment shows that it is important that we come together. It is a day to focus on successful strategies in the face of the major earth-shaking dynamics facing funding, facing treatment, facing prevention. This year's theme focuses on overcoming disruptions, sustaining Nigeria's HIV response. And so as we run through this program today, may I just welcome all of us. My name is Mojima Konjola. Can we start with Your Excellency, the Mother of the Nation, to say a wonderful month as we come into the month of Yuletide and the month of celebration, compliments of the season. May the good Lord continue to bless this country. May we continue to celebrate in oneness, in unity, and hoping and praying that today's event will further nosedive the effects, infection, and affection of HIV in our country. We would take a welcome address. When you work with Dr. Temi Tope Ilori, Director General of NACA, it's like working 24 hours a day. This is what she has been doing, and this is her passion. It is on this premise that today, as I rejoice with you, I would like to welcome you to the microphone to welcome everyone here. Dr. Ilori, DG NACA. Please, let's welcome her warmly.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, the Mother of the Nation, our own mother, the health champion, Our Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Thank you so much for attending this program. I know you had to squeeze in time from your very busy schedule. Thank you, ma. Your Excellency, the wife of the Vice President, thank you, ma, for attending. I use that to also appreciate all our distinguished wives present, the entourage of the First Lady. The First Lady is very conscious of time, so I will keep my speech short, and I would appeal for permission to stand on the already established protocol. My Minister, sir, I hope that is granted. Thank you so much. It is indeed my honor to welcome Her Excellency and, of course, our entourage and the Honorable Minister of State for Health and others to this very occasion, marked December 1 every year globally. It is to mark the World AIDS Day. We gathered here today in unity of purpose to reflect on our collective journey in the fight against HIV and AIDS. World AIDS Day is observed every December 1 to remind us of the millions of people affected by HIV worldwide. It is a day of reflection, a day of solidarity, and a day of renewed commitment. Today, about 40.8 million people are living with HIV worldwide, with about 1.3 million new infections recorded in 2024 alone. Yet, through collective global action, more than 29 million people are globally now accessing life-saving antiretroviral treatment. Stigma is being challenged, and the vision of ending AIDS as a public health threat by 2030 is indeed within reach. However, recently, we had some disruption. Hence, the theme for this year's World AIDS Day is overcoming disruption, sustaining Nigerian HIV response. It is not just a slogan, it is a strategic priority. It is our declaration of resilience. Over the past few years, Nigeria, like the rest of the world, has faced unprecedented disruptions, a global pandemic, economic uncertainty, fluctuating donor support, and shift in the global health financing landscape. These disruptions are real, they have implications, but they did not break us. Instead, they strengthened our resolve to build a more self-reliant, sustainable, and homegrown HIV response. As we reflect on the global picture, it is important to turn our attention to Nigerians' own journey in this response. Since today, HIV prevalence is about 1.4%, which is down from the previous years, with approximately about 1.9 million Nigerians living with HIV in the country. Prevention campaigns, expanded testing, and treatment scale-up has ensured that more Nigerians live healthy and productive lives. I'm happy to say that Nigeria has continued to record important achievements in its HIV response. We have maintained an impressive 87, 98, 95 performance record towards the global 95-95 target, demonstrating significant progress in diagnosis, in treatment coverage, and in viral suppression across the country. What that figure means that 87% of people presumed to be living with HIV know their status. 98% of those that know their status are already on very potent antiretroviral medications, and 95% of those receiving treatment have a viral suppression. And what that means that their viral load is so low, is undetectable, and therefore they cannot transmit the infection to other people. In the last decade, Nigeria has recorded a 46% decline in new HIV infections, and more Nigerians are living with HIV. More Nigerians living with HIV are enrolled and retained in care than ever before. Our achievement extends also to protecting mothers and children. In 2024 alone, over 5 million pregnant women were tested for HIV, with about 26,000 testing positively, and they were immediately placed on treatment. About 23,000 HIV-exposed babies received early infant diagnosis within 3 months of birth. As we celebrate these gains, we acknowledge that challenges still remain. Our HIV testing coverage among pregnant women stand at about 65%, which is the national coverage. Early infant diagnosis is about 56%. Therefore, we still have our job cut out for us. Importantly, the fight against HIV has also been marked by remarkable scientific innovation. We have witnessed the evolution of HIV treatment from the early days when we were taking multiple pills, which were taken daily, to now that we have a single pill regimen, to now the new kid on the block, the long-acting injectables, which is the latest breakthrough, and that is to be taken twice yearly to prevent HIV infection. I had the distinct honor of being on stage with President Bill Clinton at the last United Nations General Assembly when a historic announcement was made. Through the tireless effort of CHAI, of UNITAID, of the Gates Foundation, and other partners, the price of the groundbreaking prevention tool has been reduced from $28,000 to as little as $40,000 per person per year, making it more accessible to millions of people living in low and middle-income countries. This is what solidarity, global solidarity, looks like. This is what innovation in service of humanity achieves, and Nigeria is committed to ensuring our people benefit from these life-saving advances. These achievements were not made in isolation. They were supported by strong partnership, strong international collaboration. We are indeed grateful to all our partners, Global Fund, whose recent 8th replenishment generated a pledge of about $11.34 billion. This demonstrates sustained global commitment to the HIV response. I think we would appreciate Global Fund for that replenishment and for that support. Additionally, development in the latter half of 2025 offer hope for sustaining critical international financing as the United States released its new America First Global Health Strategy, establishing bilateral agreement with around 70 countries, most of whom are in low and middle income countries. And this is to ensure that there is a progressive transfer to self-reliant national HIV response over the next 2 to 5 years. Nigeria welcomes this approach. We are already leading the way in domestic resource mobilization and national ownership. At this junction, I want to appreciate His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, who stepped in to inject $200 million, which is 300 billion naira, to ensure we had uninterrupted delivery of HIV prevention, testing and treatment, and other allied infection. It was leadership in action. It was Nigeria expressing its commitment to its people. We are all pleased to also note that Nigeria is among the few African countries that have committed to increase domestic investment in the HIV services. Nigeria will continue to mobilize domestic resources. We'll continue to build innovative partnership. We'll continue to ensure the sustainability of our programs. Earlier this year, in February, the Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare inaugurated a multi-ministerial committee tasked with mobilizing new financial support for ATM. I'm a co-chair of that technical working group that was established under the sector-wide approach to ensure that we continue to have a coherent, country-led strategy for program sustainability and funding transition. The national commitment is further reinforced by the Free to Shine campaign launched by Excellency in collaboration with OFLAD. And this campaign was taken to all the 6 geopolitical zones, and is actually a triple elimination campaign against HIV/AIDS, syphilis, and hepatitis B amongst adolescent girls and women of reproductive age group. In conclusion, I would say that on this World AIDS Day, we renew our resolve to sustain Nigeria HIV response. I therefore call on all stakeholders, government, civil society, donor agencies, communities to unite in purpose and action for an AIDS-free generation. I thank you all, and I say together we would overcome disruption. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Ilori. Partnership has achieved so much in controlling and containing HIV infection in Nigeria, and of course, giving way to progress for treatment as we go on. Another special round of applause for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He came on when we needed it, that in spite of it all, people living with HIV who are on treatment will continue to receive treatment as at when due. At this moment, we're going to be listening to some goodwill messages. Please, the protocol has been established. You have maximum of 2 minutes, counting from the time you are climbing the stairs until you finish. But I do know that we'll be very mindful of time and get things right. We are going to start with NASCAP. That's to ask for Dr. Basharun. Please, can you come up for the goodwill message? You're going to kick that off. That's from the Federal Ministry of Health. Please, can we give him a very loud round of applause? Thank you. Okay, and he's jogging towards coming here on time. Thank you, Dr. Basharun. Yes.
The First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our mommy, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaka Salako, the head of service of the Federation, ably represented by my permanent secretary, Dame Daju Kacholome. Good morning. All DGs, all wife of government functionaries, all partners. Please permit me, First Lady Ma, to stand on existing protocol for every other person. So, as rightly said by my dear sister, Dr. Temitope Lori, the DG NACA, all the data she presented has shown that Nigeria has made significant progress in terms of response to HIV/AIDS and, of course, other related diseases. And so I won't bore with some of these figures. And I have to commend NACA, under the leadership of the overall Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, for the progress we've made over the years. All these have been possible because of the strong support we have from the First Lady's office under the whole flag, and of course our President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, has also given us the enabling environment. We must say here that the ministry is so proud, the government is so proud, and all of us in the ministry are so proud to have the two ministers, the Coordinating Minister of Health, Professor Ali Pate, and of course, Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Salako, for the progress we've made so far. They've given us a new drive, a new push since 2023, and the data has shown that progress over the years. We've improved mostly around PMTCT from 29% to close to 75% coverage, and the treatment for children has also improved from 34% to also over 70%. These have been achieved because the First Lady herself has led using the flag across all the geopolitical zones. And I must also see, that all partners have supported us, both local and international, to achieve some of these mandates given to us. So we thank you, and we hope next day again we are meeting again for December, and we'll be able to also count our successes and celebrate the victory over HIV/AIDS. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Basharu. If you look at the back of the program, you'll see the numerous partners that have, continually supported the drive to contain HIV in Nigeria. And as time goes on, we'll just mention them because of what they have continually done to assist in reducing and progressively ensuring that HIV becomes history. And it is on that premise I'd like to invite Abdul Karim Ibrahim, who will speak on and give us a good story on people living with HIV. They're living positively with the virus. NEP1 is next on the line to speak and give us a goodwill message. Abdul Karim Ibrahim. Well, he's not. Thank you.
The First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria, I humbly request to stand on the existing protocol, with exception of acknowledging the Director General of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS and the entire community of people living with HIV represented here at this gathering. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. I am not Abdul Karim. I am Abdul Qadir Ibrahim, the National Coordinator of the Network of People Living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. It is important to be here to stand before you all and to remember that today is set aside to recognize the lives that have lost as a result of AIDS. But looking at the team, we are talking about bridging the disruption on also the ending AIDS. As a country, the DG has acknowledged, I will not say much, but rather to amplify that yes, the government has come in at the right time to step in and take the bullet direct at the heart. And I want to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for providing provisional support worth of 200 billion naira for the purchase of antiretroviral drugs for HIV, TB, and malaria. We are most grateful to the government of Nigeria. Donors have already sent us signals. The U.S. government blueprint is all over, not only in Nigeria. The funding cuts with over 85% support from the U.S. government. As Nigeria, we need to do more. In our health sector, committees have been set up to ensure that clinical engagement has been on the top line. But I want to appeal to the First Lady. There are other burning issues down at the community. You are a champion of prevention of mother-to-child of HIV transmission. We still have a lot of gap. Mothers are being tested positive at various communities. Global Fund has provided support to bridge in those gaps across the country. Using our mentor mothers, unfortunately, due to the uncertainty, because the U.S. government provides 40% of the total allocation that goes to the Global Fund. And for that reason, a lot of uncertainty have come into that, and programs were reduced. In the reprioritization, over 1,700 positive mothers were disengaged from doing the linkage they are doing at various communities. That's a huge gap that I don't want Nigeria to miss in the pool. We need to take that as a challenge. And as the mother of the nation, I am putting this on your table to see how best you can come in and address that gap. We are available. Ashwan is here. We have all these women out there, and they are looking up to you as the mother of the nation. Finally, on the retention capacity, drugs are available, but there are some elements that need to be identified. The community engagement. In retention, we need to talk about adherence counseling, psychosocial support, follow-up to those who miss their appointment, and also lost to follow-up. And most importantly, as one of the key priorities we identify, is the viral load testing. The viral load testings are key critical activities, which we have a community component, and I am putting this as well as a request to you, Ma. The program that has been started by the U.S. government, about 2 billion naira has already been invested in the community engagement. With the Trump funding cut and policy shift, that is gone. And we are a long way. With your permission, through the Director General of NACA, you can do better. You can come in and bridge in those community gaps. It is a whole national program called the Patient Education and Empowerment Program. And with that, we can do better. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are proud that the prevention scale-up is on the way. And from January, the injectable for PrEP will be available, and we are happy to be associated with that engagement. On this note, I want to welcome you to this important gathering, and may God Almighty Allah bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and best regards.
Okay. Okay. I think you've been directed to say something. Quickly, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay.
You have 1 minute.
The First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ma, our mother indeed. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Esther Hindi. I'm the National Coordinator of the Association of Women Living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. I want to say thank you to DG NACA for this opportunity. A lot has been said. So many data have been mentioned. The National Coordinator has said it all. But as a woman living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria and representing the various women here, I want to thank our mother for honoring us and giving us the opportunity to commemorate the World AIDS Day here in the villa this year. And that has shown the compassion of motherhood and the commitment in what you're doing, and His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Nigeria. I want to sincerely say thank you for the commitment, and we know that a lot needs to be done because children are still being born with HIV and AIDS as of today in Nigeria. And as a mother, our cry is to end pediatric AIDS in Nigeria. And a lot of pregnant women are there outside that are still pregnant that they don't know their HIV status. So we request and plead with you, Ma, that comprehensive services and access should be provided for these mothers so that they will know their HIV status and will end pediatric AIDS in Nigeria. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you very much. Because diseases don't have any borders, I think it was very inclusive to have the last speaker let us know what is happening concerning mother-to-child transmission of the disease. We're going forward now with the goodwill message. I'd like to invite from Global Fund, Mr. Ayo Ikpemoye, who would be speaking on behalf of Global Fund. Mr. Ayo. Thank you. Because of the distance that people have to work, next we are going to have the resident coordinator of the UN who would speak after Mr. Ayo. Thank you.
Our First Lady and our mommy, we want to thank you for your constituency. As wife of the Vice President, our mothers, the Minister of State, Dr. Salako, our peers and representative of the Head of Service, our DG, and all leaders and dignitaries present, civil society and media. I speak on behalf of the Global Fund and of the Country Coordinating Mechanism, which incidentally our Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare is the chair, and I serve as his first vice chair. Just to say, Global Fund has always been a partner with Nigeria since the beginning of the Global Fund being founded in Nigeria here, and have continued to invest in prevention, in treatment, in community work, civil society, systems building, from beginning up until now. Through the Global Fund partnership, Nigeria has received $1.6 billion for HIV from inception up to now. And more interestingly, Nigeria continues to be a donor to Global Fund. So we are not just receiving, but we also give to the pool from which it's shared out. And in this latest replenishment, Nigeria also committed and gave money. And we want to thank our daddy, our president, for that. Now, before I step down, I need to say this, Mommy, our First Lady. Years ago, I was in Akure working as a young man on HIV, and we didn't know what to do. And one day, we just saw in the Guardian newspapers, New Era Foundation. We don't talk about that now. And that provided the blueprint for what we did. It's part of what brought me here today. I have said whenever I see you, I will say thank you to you. You have been consistent, and on behalf of the Global Fund, the Country Coordinating Mechanism, we thank you and all our leaders for the work you do. Thank you.
Thank you indeed, Mother of the Nation. It's good to bring this up and demonstrating that this is indeed a collective responsibility. I'd like just to tell our speakers that I would want you to please use the steps here and come to the podium here. The distance is too long and we don't have that much time. Use the podium, you use the steps here and come to the podium to speak. Unfortunately, you're there, ma'am. Please, can you step down and let's start? Because women, we do things better. A round of applause for our next speaker, who is going to get this done. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. A round of applause for her as she steps in to deliver the goodwill message from the UN family. She's the acting UN resident coordinator, Mrs. Elsie Atafua. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you. you.
Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, the Mother of the Nation. And you can see I'm inspired by your fashion as well. Let me recognize Her Excellency Hajia Shetima, Nana Shetima, the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, my sister, Dr. Temitope, and let me stand on existing protocols, but also recognize the UN family that is here today. On behalf of the UN family, let me say how honored we are to be here. Today we gather to commemorate World AIDS Day under the theme Overcoming Disruptions, Sustaining Nigeria's HIV Response. This theme resonates deeply. It speaks to Nigeria's journey, traveled, the progress achieved, the storms weathered, and the unwavering determination to safeguard the health and dignity of every person. Globally, we have witnessed remarkable gains in the fight against HIV. Between 2010 and 2024, new infections declined by 40%, while AIDS-related deaths fell by more than half. These achievements demonstrate what is possible when political will, science, partnership, and community leadership come together. Here in Nigeria, the progress is even more inspiring, and I know that DG talked about them, so I will not go into the details. But the statistics here in Nigeria are not just mere statistics. They represent children restored to health, they represent families strengthened, and they represent futures reclaimed across communities nationwide. Thank you. This progress is a testament to steadfast national leadership, and it has been said, and I want to repeat, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's swift approval of $200 million to preserve Nigeria's HIV response amid global funding disruptions has been pivotal, and we must applaud him. Her Excellency, the First Lady's Free to Shine campaign continues to champion the elimination of new infections and ensure that no child is left behind. The Ministry of Health, Professor Partey's bold health sector renewal and investment initiative is rebuilding foundational systems, unlocking the health value chain, and modernizing the national response. Across the country, state governments, parliamentarians, community networks, healthcare workers, civil society, people living with HIV continue to lead with courage, to lead with resilience, and to lead with commitment. Yet, as we celebrate progress, we must remain clear-eyed about the disruptions that challenge our gains. Shifts in global financing, evolving geopolitical realities, and health system shocks have increased pressures on national programs, and it has been said here today. But Nigeria continues to demonstrate extraordinary resolve, protecting essential services, prioritizing people, and adapting with innovation and unity. This resilience is the very spirit of World AIDS Day. Looking ahead, sustaining the response will require renewed commitment anchored in 4 realities. And Madam MC, let me just quickly go through those 4 priorities. First, domestic financing must remain central. Predictable federal and state financing is essential to ensure continuity in treatment, prevention, commodities, and community-led services. Second, human rights must guide all action. Stigma, discrimination, and violence undermine progress and deter those most in need from seeking care. Every person, regardless of age, regardless of gender, regardless of identity or status, deserves dignity and respect. Thirdly, communities must remain empowered and resourced. Community leadership has always been the backbone of HIV response. Their engagement is vital to prevention, service delivery, and accountability. Fourth, Nigeria must continue strengthening its health systems. Integrating HIV services into broader healthcare and health insurance platforms will enhance resilience, increase efficiency, and expand equitable access. The United Nations family stands firmly with Nigeria in advancing these priorities. We remain committed to supporting innovation, expanding community systems, protecting human rights, mitigating disruptions, and acceleration towards the Sustainable Development Goals. Ending AIDS is not a national imperative only, it is a global response. As we honor the strength of people living with HIV, remember those we have lost, and celebrate the progress we have made, let us renew our shared commitment. Together we will sustain response. Together we will overcome disruptions. Together we will build a future where every person can live with health, dignity, and hope. And as I conclude, let me conclude with a quotation from our own Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, who says, and I quote, "Ending AIDS is not a dream. It is a reality. It is a responsibility, and together we can make it a reality." He also says, in this year's HIV Day today, and I take a quote from him, "Ending AIDS is a public health threat within our grasp." So thank you very much.
Another round of applause there for the acting UN coordinator. And I like the fact that the emphasis in togetherness and the strength of partnership going forward. Well, we have the WHO country representative here who has a 1-minute goodwill message for us. Please welcome Dr. Pavel Usi.
Good morning, Your Excellency, Senator Olumide Tinubu, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorable Minister of Health, Isaac Salako, Director General of NACA, Dr. Tembipori Ilori. Allow me just to be very short and informal on this day and complement messages from the UN country team and from WHO particularly, by really celebrating today and reaffirming our commitment to end HIV epidemics by 2030, a goal which has been set globally. We know the topic of today's celebration, overcoming disruption, transforming the AIDS response, and we know how the environment has changed and how fragile are those gains. I will not repeat the data points. I will just say that the achievements in Nigeria are very impressive. But we also would like just to remind or perhaps caution that this progress is very fragile. It's fragile from the perspective of making sure that domestic funding investment, stronger health system can sustain those very impressive gains. We do believe that integration of the health services as part of universal health coverage, making sure that the services are fully affordable and accessible to everyone, is the way forward. And as WHO, we would like to call for very specific actions like transforming the HIV response into a resilient, locally led system, strengthen the health system overall, because HIV is part of the health system and it will deliver services universally together with other services. Empower communities and defend human rights, tackling stigma and misinformation, and also fast-track access to new prevention tools. And we have pre-exposure prophylaxis, long-acting ARVs, all those new innovations, new opportunities have to be fully integrated. My final message, let us remind a powerful Pan-African wisdom. Sticks in a bundle are unbreakable. Our strength lies in unity. Governments, communities, partners, and people living with HIV standing together with a shared purpose. If we remain aligned, invest boldly, and act with compassion and resolve, Nigeria can end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, same as the continent can end this threat. Together, we are stronger. Together, we are unbreakable. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, together we are stronger. And getting it right is knowing your status and knowing it at the very basic level of healthcare facilities. And that's why the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency is germane to these initiatives to ensure that people know their status, and that way we would have less infection. Welcome with me the Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Muyaino, for his goodwill message.
Your Excellency, Ma, the Mother of the Nation, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, other dignitaries seated, leaders of RHI, my minister, colleagues, partners, please let me stand on existing protocol. I'd like to start, Your Excellency, by just thanking you for always heeding our call. I think that you are the mother of the nation, but I think in the health sector, you are our mommy, you are our champion, you are our pillar of support. And I just wanted to let you know that we see you. We see you, Ma, and Nigerians see you, and we don't take for granted the time and effort. We know how busy your travel and activity schedule has been. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this year's theme of the World AIDS Day, it's overcoming disruptions, sustaining Nigerians' HIV response, is very apt. As has been outlined by my dear sister, the DG NACA, Dr. Ilori, and many other speakers, there has been good progress in the response of Nigeria to the HIV scourge. However, there were disruptions in the funding landscape that put at risk that progress. The good news, as again has been said, is that we have a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is steps ahead of all of us, who even before all of this came up had instituted the Nigerian Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, which had positioned us to have our arms around our health sector response, understand our priorities, understand our needs and our gaps. So when the cut in funding came very suddenly, Nigeria was the first country that was affected, that was able to move very quickly, determine its gap. And what did we do? We went to our father, the president, and as you have all heard today, he again responded and backed us up with his money. So I think we are very fortunate. I think just very briefly, everyone is also aware that at the primary healthcare level, President Tinubu's government has embarked on a very ambitious revitalization program, which is getting the primary health centers service ready. And as part of that, we are integrating, as a path to sustainability, critical services, including HIV and AIDS. So just to say thank you, NACA and NASCAP, for your leadership of the program, and to let you know that together with the 36 states and the FCT, primary healthcare development agencies, the MPHCDA stands ready to work with you as we build towards a sustainable, government-led and integrated program. Before I leave, I want to speak to the states and say, as the federal government under the president and the ministers of health are stepping up and committing time and resources, the states also need to complement what the federal government is doing and come to the table with additional financing to bridge the gaps. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Perhaps one of the greatest problems associated with HIV is the stigma that comes with it, especially if you have to work in public places. If people get to know, they want to shy away from you, but that's not the way the infection goes. So speaking on behalf of the public service community, I'd like to invite here the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, Ms. Daju Kachalom, MNI, who would speak on behalf of the public service. Please, let's welcome her very, very warmly.
Her Excellency, the First Lady of Nigeria, and our mother, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, Her Excellency, the wife of the Vice President, Madam Nana Shetima, all the distinguished ladies and mothers here, my Minister of State, good morning. I stand before you to speak on behalf of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dame Esther Wilson Jack, OON MNI, who unfortunately cannot be here, and has asked me to read her speech in her stead. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a profound honor to join you at this year's World AIDS Day. And please, Your Excellency, permit me to rest on already established protocol. It is a profound honor to join you at this year's World AIDS Day commemoration, a day the global community pauses to reflect, remember, and recommit. The 2025 theme, Overcoming Disruption, Sustaining the Nigeria HIV Response, is both timely and challenging. Our nation has weathered disruptions from pandemics to economic shocks, shifting social dynamics, and pressure on our health systems. Yet, Nigeria's resolve to end AIDS as a public health threat has remained firm. Today reminds us that our progress must never be taken for granted, and our commitment must never waver. Over the past decade, Nigeria has driven bold reforms that strengthen our health structure and expand access to life-saving services. Through the leadership of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, HIV services continue to be integrated into broader sector reforms, including the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative and the revitalization of primary health care services. These reforms matter deeply to the civil service because public servants are not just workers. We are parents, spouses, caregivers, and community members who carry the weight of national responsibility while navigating personal health journeys. I am proud that the National Workplace Policy on HIV and AIDS, which the civil service has implemented through growing commitment, remains one of our strongest tools for protecting the dignity and rights of public servants. This policy has provided thousands of officers with access to accurate information, counseling, and voluntary testing, safeguarded them from stigma and discrimination, and ensured that no civil servant is denied opportunity because of their health status. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have seen officers who, because of workplace protections, continue to build distinguished careers while living healthy, fulfilling lives with HIV. Their resilience is clear, a demonstration of policy translating into human impact. Yet, destruction still exists. Within the public service, Your Excellency, we continue to face lingering pockets of stigma, limited workplace counseling services, inadequate integration of HIV care into occupational health systems, and gaps in awareness amongst new officers. These challenges remind us that our work is not complete. A truly inclusive civil service requires that no officer ever feels unsafe, unseen, or unsupported because of their HIV status. This is why the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and relevant stakeholders, will continue to expand workplace HIV counseling and testing across ministries, departments, and agencies, mainstream HIV prevention and treatment information into service-wide training platforms, strengthen occupational health systems to fully integrate HIV services, adopt digital tools for confidential access to information and referrals, and to build a civil service where discrimination is not only discouraged, but impossible to practice. These are not aspirations. They are the next steps of a service determined to protect its people. May I express profound appreciation to Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, whose renewed hope initiative, Free to Shine, has brought compassion, visibility, and national momentum to the fight against HIV/AIDS, viral hepatitis, and syphilis amongst pregnant women, as well as tuberculosis and malaria. Her dedication continues to inspire government institutions, including the civil service, to prioritize health and dignity of all Nigerians. As we gather today, let us remember that HIV is not only a health challenge, but also a matter of human rights, equality, and national development. Every public servant living with HIV deserves protection, opportunity, and unwavering support. Every Nigerian deserves access to testing, treatment, and accurate information, and every one of us has a role to play in eliminating stigma, the greatest barrier left in this fight. As head of the Civil Service of the Federation, I reaffirm that the public service remains a vital engine for implementing national health strategies, coordinating multi-sectoral efforts, and ensuring accountability for results. We will continue to stand firm, innovate, and lead with compassion as Nigeria advances towards a HIV-free generation. Let us move forward with unity of purpose and commitment to the well-being of every Nigerian. Together, we can build a future where HIV/AIDS is no longer a threat to our families, not to our workforce, and not to our nation. Happy World AIDS Day, and to the DG NACA and NASCAP, thank you very much. Thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Representing the Head of Service, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health. We'll now go straight to the opening remarks, and I think this is an essential. We have here with us Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako, Honorable Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, who has that responsibility. Please, let's welcome him very warmly as he comes up to give us the opening remarks. Thank you, Dr. Salako, for all you're doing. We're tracking, and we're happy with you.
Your Excellency, our mommy, Senator Oluremi Tinubu CON, First Lady of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the wife of the Vice President, Ajia Nana Shatima, wife of the Deputy Senate President, and other wives of top government functionaries here present, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol, but I must recognize the team from the Federal Ministry of Health, ably led by the PS, and of course, our host today, the DG NACA. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Today, Nigeria once again joins the global community to commemorate World AIDS Day. We're using today to honor those living with HIV/AIDS, which we do daily, but on an annual basis, on a day like this, December 1st. We are presented with this opportunity to highlight the resilience of people living with HIV, to reflect on those who have lost, and celebrate the progress that we continue to make in ending HIV/AIDS as a disease of public health concern. Today, we also have in our midst the mother of our nation, our chief public health champion, whose commitment to the health and well-being of the average Nigerian remains unparalleled. Your Excellency, Ma, permit me to use this year's celebration to thank you for your consistent advocacy, your resources mobilization, and your moral support for our HIV/AIDS prevention and control in our country, which dates back to many decades. As First Lady of Lagos State, I was a young medical officer with the Lagos State government at that time, and I know that the New Era Foundation was a flagship program that drove a lot of activities around particularly preventive campaign. As Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I know that you are also very active in that space. And today, by the grace of Almighty God, you are the First Lady of Nigeria, and you have remained consistent, working very tirelessly to promote HIV/AIDS prevention control through Free to Shine program that we have taken around the 6th geopolitical zone, through the Renew Hope initiative that is partnering with the Federal Ministry of Health in several areas. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for being a mother to all, including Nigerians that are living with HIV/AIDS. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, despite the global challenges like economic pressures, dwindling overseas development assistance, conflicts, and supply chain disruptions, Nigeria has remained steadfast in protecting the gains of the past, even as we are making further progress. I am proud to report that Nigeria has recorded significant achievements across the HIV continuum, especially in ensuring access to life-saving ART, including pediatric formulations for children. Most of those achievements have been highlighted by the DG, so I will not take time to go over them again. But it's important to highlight a few of them that I feel are very important. First, we are beginning to provide people living with HIV/AIDS with access to annual liver and kidney function tests through expanded health insurance coverage. And that's one of the key things that the community of HIV people continue to ask for. That is already being done through our insurance coverage. We are also beginning in the spirit of efficiency. We are moving steadily towards full integration of HIV, TB, malaria, nutrition, and RAMSAC program as one service that you can get in one location at any point in time. This integrated approach will ensure that children and adolescents can access multiple essential services during a single visit, thus reducing missed opportunities and improving health outcomes. So WHO, we heard you loud and clear. We're already working in that direction. Recently, at the 66th National Council on Health, the consent age for voluntary HIV counseling and testing was reduced from 18 to 14, in line with international best practices that is relevant to our own context. This is designed to increase testing rates among adolescents, leading to earlier diagnosis, better access to care, and reduction in transmission. The NCH also approved the institutionalization of the National Clinical Mentorship Program within our health system and advised states to integrate clinical mentorship activities into their annual operational plans and budgets. This is going to help us to ensure that persons living with HIV/AIDS are kept in treatment and guide against loss to follow up. Your Excellency, while we celebrate progress, we also recognize there are areas that we still need to work hard over. New infections among young people, stigma and inequities in service access. These gaps remind us that ending it is possible, but it's only if we work together with renewed determination. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ending AIDS is not just about healthcare. It is about justice, dignity, and the future of our children and our young people. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria is on its way to eliminating HIV/AIDS as a public health threat. And with our mother, the Amazon Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, personally leading this battle, I see us reaching this target before the global set date of 2030. Let us therefore use today to renew our resolve to stand with people living with HIV, eliminate stigma and discrimination, ensure equitable access to treatment and prevention, support every child, every adolescent, and adult living with HIV to thrive and secure a healthier, stronger Nigeria. And so, with peace and plenty, Nigeria shall be blessed. Thank you for your attention.
Nigeria's journey against HIV has been defined by courage, resilience, and hope. From the early days of fear and stigma to today's era of scientific breakthroughs, we have come a long way. With nearly 2 million Nigerians living with HIV, the commitment to end HIV by 2030 has never been stronger. According to the Nigeria AIDS Indicator and Impact Survey, adult HIV prevalence stands at 1.3%. Millions now access life-saving treatment, and almost 95% of those on therapy are virally suppressed. But behind the statistics are real people whose courage fuels this progress. Across Nigeria, mentor mothers, health workers, and advocates are rewriting the story of HIV, one family at a time.
And what we do as a mentor mother at the community setting is for us to monitor women that are pregnant, that come for antenatal and carried out testing. And when we discover that any mother tested positive, HIV positive, what we do, we enroll them under the PMTCT, that is Prevention to Mother to Child Transmission. So we register them, we do a follow-up, and to be ensured that these women come out and give birth to HIV-negative babies.
WHO advocates for universal health coverage for all people living with HIV through person-centered care models, community-led approaches, strengthening networks, and peer support to reach key populations and adolescents, ensuring no one is left behind.
We're very encouraged that we will see Nigeria get closer to the target in terms of steady increase in domestic financing.
Leading this renewed momentum is distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Through her leadership, the Free to Shine campaign promotes education, testing, and prevention of mother-to-child transmission.
I must appreciate Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Nation, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, for her zeal, for her passion, and for her commitment, to reducing the mother-to-child transmission of HIV. She launched the Free to Shine campaign in collaboration with the OFLAD, and she took this campaign to all the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. It's a triple elimination of HIV infection, syphilis, and hepatitis.
Undoubtedly, her advocacy strengthens collaboration between government, partners, and communities, ensuring no child is left behind. Yet, stigma and discrimination remain powerful obstacles. Too many still face rejection at work, in schools, and even in healthcare.
Basically, what we do is that we protect the rights of people living with HIV, and thereby advocating for their protection, and also to ensure that they are placed on treatment. And basically, beyond that, we also work with our donors and partners, and we focus mainly on treatment retention, that focus on adherence counseling, fighting against stigma and discrimination, and ensuring that the right and dignity of our members are being respected.
A stigma-free Nigeria is essential for ending AIDS by 2030. Sustaining progress requires sustained investments.
WHO recommends several actionable steps to enhance financing mechanisms, mobilizing domestic resources through expanding social health insurance coverage for HIV services, and leveraging private sector contributions, such as the HIV Trust Fund.
2030 to me means seeing Nigeria actually taking that responsibility. It means us having local production of HIV commodities like condoms, like antiretroviral medications, like rapid diagnostic test kits for HIV. It means no to stigma and discrimination of people living with HIV. It means no child should be born with HIV going forward.
Global Fund, PEPFAR, and other partners have been steadfast, but domestic financing must rise. By strengthening local partnerships and innovating homegrown solutions, the HIV response can become fully self-reliant. We honor the unsung heroes, nurses, doctors, mentor mothers, data officers, and community pioneers. Some paid the ultimate price so others could live. Their legacy lives on in every life saved, every baby born HIV-free, every victory against stigma. Nigeria's Vision 2030 is bold yet achievable. To end AIDS as a public health threat, a future where everyone knows their status, receives treatment, and achieves viral suppression. A future with zero new infections and zero discrimination. The fight against HIV is not only about medicine, it's about humanity. It is about mothers who persevere, youths who choose to know their status, and we can sustain the HIV response and secure a future of dignity, health, and hope for every Nigerian.
This is about sustaining the
beautiful. A beautiful production there that gives hope, and hope is rising. Your Excellency, the First Lady and Mother of the Nation, Your Excellency, wife of the Vice President, on this premise, I'd like to just call up for some of the partners that are here today to take a bow, because it is a fight. Together we will win. Together we'll go far. The UN agencies all represented here, please can you stand up and take a bow? We'll also like Girl Effect. I know you're here. Please take a bow. The SWAP office. And let's recognize them and give them a round of applause. JNCI, GHN, United. We also have ARV, we have HealthLink, we have Dura Technologies. Oh my God, we have SFH, a long list of people and groups and communities that are in the fight to end HIV in Nigeria. We thank you all for your support and continuous support. May the Lord continue to bless you as we continue to fight HIV in Nigeria. At this moment, Your Excellencies all, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are at a very important agenda, one of the activities on the agenda. I'd like to invite Dr. Akan Ibanga, who is representing the UNODC country representative, to unveil drug use and present something to the HIV champions. Dr. Banga, you're welcome.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency, the Vice President, the wife of the Vice President, and all the wives that are here, members of the diplomatic community, development partners, let me stand on the existing protocol. It's an honor to stand on behalf of UNODC and on behalf of our country rep here to unveil the Drug Use and HIV Champions. It's an initiative that speaks directly to our public health, to our human rights, and to the national development. As we know, HIV as we speak and other bloodborne viruses, we've made a lot of progress. And it speaks to having a low prevalence of 1.3. But there's a population that is at 10.9. This is a population of drug users, a population of people that are injecting drugs in particular. And so this poses a challenge, as this is a decline in the general population and still a high prevalence in this particular population. We need to stand behind NACA to strengthen the country's response, and we commend the progress that's emerging, particularly in the harm reduction program of the country. Yet in all of this, we acknowledge the challenges that the country has, coupled with the establishment of links between drug use and insecurity, between drug use and the burden that the government has to shoulder, and it cannot shoulder it alone. It is on this note that we say that the present theme on overcoming disruptions and sustaining Nigeria's HIV response is very compelling and timely. Sustaining this progress, as we see, we've made extraordinary progress. It's one thing to win a gold medal. It's another thing to come back the next year and win it again. That way we know it's not a fluke. We need to sustain the progress that we've made. And to sustain this, it needs a whole society response. And the organized private sector is a key factor and central in being part of this response. It is based on this that we want to use their innovation, their reach, their resources to essentially expand the harm reduction program, expand and address the disparities in the health sector, and safeguard some of the hard-won gains we have so far. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, it is my privilege to welcome the Director General of NACA, Dr. Temitope Ilori, to join me as we unveil the drug use and HIV champions from the organized private sector. These are remarkable leaders that have demonstrated excellence in their respective fields and commitment to the national development. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Odunayo Sanya, the Executive Director of the MTN Foundation. Please, can we also have the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Salako, for this? Let's welcome Mrs. Odunayo Sanya as she mounts the stage. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have Dr. Allen Oyema, the Chairman, Executive, the CEO of the Airpeace Nigeria Limited, that's represented by the Nigerian Business Coalition Against AIDS, NIBUCA. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Vintage First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, identifying with success. That's the spirit. Thank you, Your Excellency. We'll move on now for a quick interlude, after which we would have the Mother of the Nation address us. This will be in like 6 minutes from now. So can we have the interlude quickly? Thank you very much, the Afri Theatre, for that spiritual dance that I think that we should export outside Nigeria. It will do very well for well-being. We're continuing with the program, and I always enjoy introducing her. A committed humanist, one who gives dignity to life, a mother indeed, matching words with action. I dare say, mother of the nation, sister to all, Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Mother of the Nation, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON.
Thank you very much. Can we all be seated, please? The wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Hajia Nana Shetima, wife of the Speaker, House of Representatives, Hajia Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, wife of the Deputy Senate President, Hajia Leila Barau, and wives of National Assembly members here present, the Honorable Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isaac Salako, wives of honorable ministers present, wives of service chiefs, the wife of the Chief of Army Staff, wife of the Chief of Naval Staff, wife of the Inspector General of Police, wife of DG DSS, wife of the CG of Nigerian Customs Services, and the Ministry, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Daju Kacholum, representing the Head of Service of the Federation, wife of APC National Chairman, Dr. Mrs. Martina Netawe, our host and Director General of Director General National Agency for Control of AIDS, NACA, Dr. Temitokpe Ilori, and our entire team, the Executive Secretaries and CEO, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Muyi Aino, development partners, and the acting UN Resident Coordinator, Mrs. Elsie Atafua, the WHO Head of Mission and Representative to Nigeria, Dr. Osu, is it Osu? Osu Pavel, National President of the Nigerian Council of Women's Society, Princess Edna Zura, and other members present, the Chairman of Leadership Newspapers, Mrs. Zainab Unda Isaiah, survivors here present, the National Youth Service Corps members, and our dear students that are present, distinguished dignitaries here present, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to join you today as we commemorate the 2025 World AIDS Day with the theme Overcoming Disruptions, Sustaining Nigeria's HIV Response. This occasion provides an opportunity for reflection, gratitude, and renewed commitment to our shared goal of ending HIV/AIDS by 2030. In recent times, Nigeria has made remarkable progress in HIV prevention, treatment, and care. Yet we must not relent until everyone in need has access to life-saving services. Ending the epidemic requires sustained advocacy, and that is where I come in, because I know one of the people leaving the survival group, I can't remember the name now, mentioned that, oh, I have to get this, that. I'm not strengthened financially, and these are the people spending the budget. So, but we'll see how we can come in. But when we have resources to do that, I will really love to do that. But with advocacy, I'm just an ambassador to most ministries, and especially health and education, and a little bit of environment, which everything is just very, very important. But with advocacy, with health, I've always been quite passionate towards health. And I forgot that I even worked with NACA and Bill Gates Foundation in the day. That was almost 25 years ago, I forgot. And it's through advocacy at the same time, and not until my relationship with OAFLAD. So advocacy, innovation, care, and compassion. And that is where I come in, especially by confronting the stigma and discrimination that still surrounds HIV/AIDS. Every Nigerian deserves to live free from judgment and exclusion. In the past year, our national focus has been on eliminating vertical transmission, expanding pediatrics HIV treatment coverage, and strengthening local sustainability of HIV response. I am pleased to learn that with the support from the Global Fund, the National AIDS and STD Control Program, NASCAP, has recorded significant progress. This year, in partnership with the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, OAFLAD, the Free to Shine campaign was launched across all the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. This campaign promotes the triple elimination of HIV, hepatitis, and syphilis by 2030. Reinforcing Africa's political commitment to safeguarding mothers and children through early testing, treatment, and stigma reduction. We are moving steadily towards the global target of eliminating mother-to-child transmission of HIV, syphilis, and hepatitis by 2030 through efficient use of resources and integrated healthcare services for women and children. However, Nigeria's HIV response remains largely donor-funded. As global funding patterns shift, we must ensure sustainability to prevent disruption of critical services. The federal government, as you have heard, has proactively approved the disbursement of $200 million to support HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria program. Furthermore, I'm also told that NACA has initiated engagements with state governments to ensure long-term ownership, continuity of the national response. As we move forward, I call on all Nigerians to support the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in the commitment to achieving an HIV-free Nigeria by 2030. I commend the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare under the leadership of Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, CON, and the Director General of the National Agency of the Control of AIDS, NACA, Dr. Temitokpe Ilori, and her team. I thank you for the invitation to be part of today's event. I applaud the contributions of the National AIDS and STD Control Program, NASCAP, donor agencies, civil society organizations, the private sector, and all partners, especially our traditional rulers and religious leaders, whose tireless efforts have kept Nigeria HIV response impactful. And I will implore our traditional rulers again and also our religious leaders, because most of them know about private maternity wards. And I hope they are working with you. Most of them are registered, even those in the churches, okay, because, you know, those are the areas we have to really work on. And also, I spoke to Dr. Salako today, telling us about young mothers, especially those, you've reduced the age of where they don't need the consent of the husband, of the parents, to access this testing, which is being reduced to below age 14. I think that is quite commendable. To our parents, guardians, and teachers, HIV/AIDS is no longer a disease of shame, but should be brought to the table for discussion on prevention and where to get necessary help and assistance. To our young people, I encourage you to take responsibility for your health, get tested, and know your status. To our communities, Let us foster a culture of love, acceptance, and support for people living with HIV. Let us continue to show empathy and kindness to all those affected and renew our pledge to end HIV/AIDS by 2030. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We'll now have group photographs. Please be seated. And first, I'd like to ask that our partners, especially the Clinton Health Access Initiative, that has been very supportive, and other partners as listed, please can you come up for a group photograph quickly with the Mother of the Nation. Good to see you all. Yes, thank you. Yes. No. Yes. No.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There's no way we're going to show up here.
Good to see you. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. The next people I'm going to call are the patients community, people living with HIV. You also have your own time with the First Lady. Quickly, a photo opportunity. Thank you all. Please be seated, partners. Thank you. Yes, NEP one, please. Thank you. We thank you so much, Chai. We thank you, Clinton Health Access Initiative. We have to do this quickly. Thank you. Okay. NEP one, please, quickly. Thank you. Can we have the NACA directors coming up? The NEPAN people, they are coming quickly. Thank you. Please, let's give all these brave Nigerians a very loud round of applause. They're doing very well. Thank you. Quickly, can we have the NACA team? NEP1, thank you. Let's have NACA. NACA, please. Final. After NACA, no other person. NASCAP, NACA, that's it. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. To give it to her. Please, there's a special recognition for the First Lady from NACA. Yes, ma'am? The group, they are the NACA and NASCAP. Okay, ma'am. They're the staff. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Spread. God bless you, ma'am. Everybody wants a photo ops with the mother of the nation. Let's do this quickly. The tall ones behind, the very tall ones like me in front. Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Yes. Huh? Mama. Okay. Oh. A special recognition for the Mother of the Nation by NACA. Thank you. The Permanent Secretary should please join. Primary Health Care, please join. APIN, NASCAP. CHAI. APIN. No, ma. Congratulations. Thank you, First Lady, for all that you do for the health sector. We appreciate you. God appreciates you as well. We appreciate the Mother of the Nation and members of your entourage for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day to celebrate and commemorate the World AIDS Day. We'll have the national anthem. Ma'am? Okay. Thank you. That's it. Very important. Every member of her entourage should please come up for this very important picture. That's what she does. She celebrates our women in all places that she goes, in every of her intervention. Some of the women can come on the stairway. Yes. Some people please come up here. Okay. The coppers. Okay. Hey. No. You are not allowed. You can't use your camera. Excuse me. Let them go back a bit. Eh? The students are here.
Wait, the students. People should wait. Don't join them.
Can we, mommy, can we shift this thing? Is it possible? Mommy, can we shift this thing?
Yes. Oh, the young ones.
Money back.
Good morning.
We'll have the national anthem. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own. Excellencies all, thank you very much. We'll remain where we are while the First Lady will take leave of us with members of our entourage. The program continues. We have a plenary immediately after. God bless you. Thank you, Mother of the Nation. Thank you all. Thank you, members of her entourage. May God indeed bless Nigeria. We'll have a short break before we continue with the plenary. A short break before we continue with the plenary. God bless you all. See you in another 30 minutes.
Welcome back from the live telecast. We'll now continue with our regular programs. Stay tuned.
Imagine a country with over 300 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo? Where we get a common language, where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self, and every person where they for street. That's why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show, Waiting Day, with your brother, your friend, Wale Po.
Everywhere. So, Bobo.
Gen Z, it a joke for this time.
This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Oh.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it locked.
You've got me your papa. Why you not gonna make younger?
Come to a holla.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go here.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
The last 2 years may go down as one of the most assertive periods for the Department of State Services in counter-terrorism operations. The service says it has not only expanded its intelligence footprint but also strengthened its collaboration with military, police, and judicial institutions, the combination it credits for recent breakthroughs. At the center of these achievements are more than 125 convicted terrorists, individuals linked to deadly attacks financing net